Perkins.
Thank you very much indeed, Mr Deputy Speaker. Opposition days are incredibly precious for the opposition, and there are so many things that our party could have chosen to debate. But I'm really pleased, and I believe it's of fundamental importance, that we have chosen today to raise this motion that we have in front of us. And I think that the need for us to press the government to do so much more to address the record-breaking backlog and also the important motion about violence against women and girls is very welcome. And I hope that the government, in the spirit that my honourable friend from Tottenham put over the motion, will encourage the government to support it, because I really think if there is going to be cross-party consensus on this, it would be a really positive sign to see the government supporting this motion today. As we've already heard, more than 57,000 cases are awaiting court time, and the measures the government have so far proposed are utterly inadequate to address this backlog. The Chief Executive of Her Majesty's Courts and Tribunals has said the government need 200 Nightingale courts to fill the gap and to remove that backlog. But the government has just 25 up and running, and it's not just the buildings that are needed. The government's cuts mean that the service employs 2,100 fewer people than it did when this government came to power. We've already heard the impact that this has on victims, but I want to ask honourable and right honourable members to consider my constituent, who I will call Ms C, who is watching our debate this afternoon. Now, she has been a long-standing victim of serious violence from her former partner. Her ex-partner was recently jailed for the 5th time, and the court heard that he's a heroin and crack cocaine addict who is also extremely violent. He's left my constituent with injuries so bad that her sight is permanently damaged. On other occasions, she's had other facial injuries, been concussed, had her head split open, and on one occasion, he forced his way into her flat and imprisoned her and held her during an appalling ordeal. Prior to his imprisonment, they lived on the same street, and alongside the violent attacks she's experienced, he's often made verbally aggressive and intimidating threats towards her when she's left the flat or he's seen her walking down the street. He was also jailed because he was guilty of attacking a police officer, of attacking a nurse at the Royal Hospital, attacking another police officer when the police were called to the hospital, and smashing up my constituent's flat. Now, the council want to evict this man when he gets out of prison, but they've told Ms C that it's likely to be over a year before they're able to get the court appearance. She's now facing the reality that this person, after all of these attacks, is likely to be coming back to live on the same street that she did. And that is the reality of what court backlogs mean. So when we consider this motion today, and when we think about the steps that the government are taking, there really, for my constituent and thousands more like her, there really is nothing more important than making sure we get rid of these backlogs, because justice delayed is justice denied.